tell us a little bit about the meaning. Maybe just pick a couple songs and tell us what they're about. Like, how about Footsteps in the Snow?
Yeah, I mean, I like the idea of leaving them up for the listener's interpretation, but I guess with A Footstep in the Snow, I was thinking, I was really trying to like encapsulate your mindset. I was basically trying to write the kind of lyrics that you would write, which to me combine something a little bit more spiritual, with a positive kind of life message and a little bit of like a spacey vibe. So Footstep in the Snow, I think it's in the singular, is sort of about mindfulness to me. I think that lyric, Open Your Eyes, was sort of a through line from the beginning, but it moved around a lot before reaching its current
I remember
place in the
we were going to call it that.
Yeah.
And then I was like, Open Your Eyes, there's too many songs that are
and
like,
it sounded almost a little, we were worried it was a little too new agey or something at first.
Right.
And I hope that ultimately it's a bit more profound.
Oh yeah, totally.
And less,
So I think that, Embers was the first song we released.
Yes.
So maybe tell people a little bit about Embers.
Sure. So Embers was also the first song that I wrote. I think it was sort of the easiest to write because it's in like a normal time signature and sort of a 4/4, a ballad. I think I was in this house when I wrote it, and there was a lot of stuff in the news that I was hard to read and hard to like relate to and understand. And it was definitely a reaction to that more than anything else, and sort of a prayer for peace.
Awesome. So, and then The Alchemist is a really good story, and we did a video with Wayne Joyner. It came out really, really well. Why don't you clue people into a little bit of that one?
Yeah, so The Alchemist was absolutely the hardest one to write lyrics for. I kind of listened to the song and I was like, what is this one gonna be about? So I texted you and Mom, both of my parents, and I was like, what should I write song 7 about? And I think Mom wrote back and said, write about an alchemist who builds a city in the sky where people can be free or something.
That's great. It's always good to have a creative family.
Exactly, and that's The Alchemist.
Yeah, and Wayne put together that amazing
Absolutely.
laboratory in back of me. It just looks so incredible.
Which totally aligns with sort of how I was envisioning that whole world.
Right. And unlike every other album I've done, this album has a lot more vocals and therefore a lot more lyrics. So it really is an important part of the album. And I think that, I really respect the fact that when people listen to music, everybody has a different way to do it. Some people are just listening to the sound of the words, just listening to the music, and they don't care that much about the words. But there are a lot of people that really listen to the words and really care about the words. So as my name is behind this album, so I felt like one of the things that was really important to me was to present words that had a lot of meaning that people could dig into and really spend time with and get something out of if they chose to. And that's why I'm so happy you did all the lyrics for the album. Is there anything else any other song maybe we can, clue people into? How about Into the Lair? It has kind of an interesting name, and it was something also special. Well, they're all special, but I had Bastian Martinez play a solo. It was young Chilean guitar player. He did these amazing trades with me. But the lyrics are also really cool, so maybe we can highlight a little bit of that.
Totally. Into the Lair is maybe one of the 2 most proggy songs on the album. I wrote it at the beginning of my process around a similar time to when I wrote Embers, and a lot of the events that I was responding to creatively in writing Embers were also resonating in my writing of Into the Lair. It sort of, I felt like the music lent itself to a bit more of a fantastical kind of narrative vibe, which is why it's about this sorceress who brings someone into her world and kind of creates this message of peace that she hopes he'll relay back out into society. And what else do you want to know?
That's awesome. This sorceress thing, that sounds very in line with my thinking.
It felt like a Prague. vibe.
Prague is all about fairies and wizards
Yeah.
and demons and
Yeah, I mean, my understanding of Prague is not as studied as it just is, like, learned through osmosis.
right.
So a lot of the themes or the like characters in this album, I hope resonate with the Prague audience in the way that I was trying to.